Hey guys, Hakeem here, back with some more Warp World Madness. Run and play with some card draw and a little bit of ramp. No red mana, but I don't know, still don't know how to mulligan with this deck. I don't know if this is good or not. But like I said, we're on to play turn 2 Capsule, turn 3 Crack, turn 4 Cartographer. You know, seems good enough. You know, we'll see. Hopefully we get 2 decent random cards off the top, and hopefully our opponent doesn't start with Mountain into Goblin. Sapphire Prodigy over there is playing 60 cards. He starts with the Plains, as is usually the case here on Xbox when you see an opponent with that many cards in it, with the actual trim deck. A lot of mono white floating around. I mean, you've heard me say that multiple times. I don't know why I keep saying it, but anyway, let's put down a Capsule here. We're gonna slap down an Ingot on turn 3, and we'll have some ramp. So yeah, there is the second Plains and an Ajani's Pridemate. So you know, with the Pridemates, they could always be playing black in their deck and just not be showing it yet, or it could just be the plain old white life gain deck. So we do have an arrest for that once it gets out of hand, but for now we're just going to play the Ingot. And then we'll probably Cartographer next turn. I mean, I may even Master Waves just to get 1 token before I crack the Capsule. You know, that's something that I may do. We'll see how it goes. So here's a Radiant Fountain. He's going to gain 2 life, triggers Pridemate, make that a 3/3. But unless his board gets really wide, I'm not going to worry about arresting that until we get down to the 12 to 10 health range. So yeah, make your choices. I'm sure you do want to put that +1/+1 counter on there. Seems like there might be a little bit of lag this game. There, you know, I think I was kind of like teasing him for taking so long to choose something that's so obviously a yes, but I do think it is lag. So there's Brimaz. Okay. Looks like we may have to arrest basically immediately, or at least, you know, I don't know. It depends on what we draw. It's hard to say. So we're taking 3, going to 17. We can't afford to take too much more damage here. There's the Warp World, but we're 2 red sources and 3 mana away from being able to cast that. So the question is who to arrest here. I mean, we've got Pro Red, but we're playing against a white deck. I mean, the Brimaz can get out of hand and help his board go wide. So I think we'll arrest the Brimaz and then draw 2 cards. That's what we'll do. We'll arrest that. Still got a 3/3, which may be a 4/4 depending on what he does, if he plays Lone Missionary or something. But we'll get to draw 2 cards off the Capsule, and hopefully he's going to Solemn Offering. He's going to Solemn Offering. Well, that fucking sucks. Who plays that? Alright, so there's a Sculptor, and there's an Island, and he's going to gain life and swing for 8. Solemn Offering on the arrest. Wow. I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned here that he managed to trigger his Pridemate and release the Brimaz. That is just... wow, I mean, that's not a card you're ever going to play around or ever see coming. And he's getting in for 8 here now to take me to 9. I'm basically dead. I mean, Master Waves is only going to generate one token. That's from his own pip. I do have the Sculptor that I can play first and at least generate a couple of dudes, I suppose. You know, I'm still 2 red mana away from being able to cast Warp World. In a heap of trouble here. Absolutely in a heap of trouble. Picked up another Island. Nice to know where our mountains were. 6 mana, it's going to be Ethereum Sculptor into Master Waves. I mean, that's what it's going to be, and generate a pair of tokens. I mean, that's what it's going to have to be. So at least we got some bodies on the board. Hopefully this will stall him out a little bit, or at least we can trade off with some of his stuff and buy some time. We'll see how it goes. Oh my. Yeah. Oh man. Solemn Offering to release his Brimaz and trigger his Pridemate. That was a huge play. Huge play, and I, never would have seen that coming in a million years. Even though I've played this card pool in this game a whole bunch, Solemn Offering is a very, very rare card. Alright, so we're looking at Triplicate Spirits. That is absolutely horrid for us if he does that, because he's not going to do it. Oh, good. Because if he were to do that, then that would be 3 permanents for him. So that if we do manage to survive to a warp, he'd have 3 permanents. So that's not what we want. So here's another arrest. I'm going to Cartographer. Really need a couple of sources of red mana. I mean, Really hurting in that department. We've got 8 mountains in here, plus the 6 artifacts that produce red mana. So what do we lock down here? It's got to be the Brimaz because he generates tokens. So let's do that again. See if our friend over there has got another solemn offering to handle that. He's probably going to convoke out that triplicate spirits now. So again, we're just going to take it easy. We're at warp mana. We've got 8 mana. We've only got 1 red source. We are a ways away. I mean, if I hit a Runescar Demon, I can't cast it because I have no black mana. Or I do have 1 source off the ingot there. He's played a Wall of Omens. Going to draw a card for himself. Hits the plains. He can still convoke out that triplicate spirits, which is probably going to be the play. Probably going to be the play. You know, we can trade off some stuff here. Don't need to chump block quite yet because mono white doesn't have any reach. So we're just going to sit here and top deck a plains of all things. Oh my goodness. Really need some card draw here right now or some red mana. I mean, if I don't draw a mountain or a meteorite or a Darksteel Ingot, then I want a Courier's Capsule. Here's an Armored Ascension, and we're basically dead. So yeah, he's putting on a token, smart play. So at least that way if I've got removal, I've got to aim it at a token rather than one of his value creatures. So that's a smart play by our opponent. He's going to get an Exalted Trigger and hit us for 5 Vigilance in the air, so we're dead next turn. Unless we can get a Gamazoa or an Arrest to stop that thing. So let's see, Gamazoa or Arrest. It is a mountain. 1 source away, so we're dead. Alright, let's go try to find another game. Man, oh man. I think the opening keep there was the problem with that game, you know. I think I made a bad keep. I was gambling on the 2 random cards off Capsule. And then there was the Solemn Offering, which just pretty much blew us out. You know, we did manage to stabilize there, but we knew our opponent had a triplicate spirit, so either way it was going to be pretty bad. Alright, let's move on and see if we can find another game. Alright guys, we're going to try this Warp World thing again. Here we're looking at 2 mana with an Armillary Sphere. A bunch of other stuff. I mean, on the draw. This is slow as hell, but we'll have decent mana. Again, I mean, it's so hard to mulligan. I don't know, is this good? Is this bad? I don't know. I'm going to keep it because I got the turn 2 sphere that I can crack. And grab a couple lands. So opponent started with a mountain. He's playing 65 plus 7, 72 cards. We picked up an island, so that's good. We'll get that into play, since that's our primary color, and we'll go from there. We got some juicy stuff in here. If we can pick up a cartographer, then we'll get to cast this Captain of the Watch, and that's always a good defensive card. You know, we've got the Warp World in our hand. We've got the Runescar Demon, which we kind of don't need. I mean, you know, because of the rarity restrictions in Duels of the Planeswalkers, we only get to cast or to carry 2 copies of this card. And since it's our build around card, 2 copies isn't that consistent, so we have to play these guys to go find it. If it wasn't, oh, we're playing against goblins. Oh fuck. If we could play 4 copies of this, there would be no black in this deck. No, I wouldn't play any. I would just play a 3-color deck. So Mr. Rob over there, he's played a shortcutter. So we're going to play out a mountain and a sphere. And it looks like we're going to, we're going to take a savage beating, depending on what kind of draw he has. We'll get to, I will cast Master of Waves is pro red. I will absolutely definitely cast that on the 4th turn. No questions asked, just because it can block goblins all day long. And it'll generate 1 chump blocker to kill another goblin. It just buys some time till we can land this Captain of the Watch here. So he's hitting us for 2. And we're going to play a 3rd land, and most likely we've got an Arrest, but I think cracking the Armillary Sphere and making sure that we can cast Master Waves next turn is the right play. And we can also cast Meteorite the turn after that, which is good. So Meteorite is going to give us double white. It's going to give us double blue, double red. If we fetch a swamp, it'll give us double black. So we'll fetch a swamp and a mountain. We'll have double black and triple red. Then we can cast everything in our hand. But we just got to survive. And against mono red goblins, I guess, you know, our only well, he's playing Quest for the Goblin Lord. That's a little bit late after he's already played 3 goblins onto the field. But we're going to take 4 here now. Going to take 4 and go to 14. But yeah, he's playing. How many cards is he playing? I can, somewhere up to 72 range. What did I say I was going to get? I think it was a mountain and a swamp. So there's a mountain, and we only have 1 swamp, and there it is. So there are those guys. Now we hit a Darksteel Ingot. I still think, though, that the play is Master Waves because it's pro red. Let's just get this into play. And let's create a pro-red creature and a token. And I will definitely block with that token against goblins. I won't be taking too much damage because the red decks, unlike the white and green decks, have burn to finish you off, shocks and that sort of thing, so you have to stay out of range. Here comes a couple more goblins. They are going to trigger the quest for the Goblin Lord. Once that gets up to 5, all his creatures will be supremely powerful. Excuse me, and kill us very, very quickly. So, yeah, we'll get to pick off, we'll get to pick off 2 of them here. And then we'll get to cast a meteorite, pick off another one. And then we'll go from there. Captain of the Watch is going to be a good card. I won't mind trading off the tokens against a deck like this. Our permanents are going to be way more high value than his after we warp. Just got to get there. See if he wants to. If he doesn't attack, that'd be even better. Take that all day long. No, he's not attacking. Okay, all right. So he's not a true goblin player. Now we've picked up a core cartographer. If I cast a Darksteel Ingot, I'll have 3 mana up for arrest. That's not good. I think I'll just tap out for Meteorite then. Tap out for Meteorite and play Captain of the Watch next turn. Meteorite's going to blow up the 2 power guy. Alright, so that takes care of that. Definitely not going to attack here because he's got a good solid defense going. He's already played 2 Krankos commands. Hopefully we don't see a Mountain into Rabble Master. Another Krankos command would be bad. We definitely don't want to see him get up to 5 counters on that quest too quickly. So he's going to make our token unblockable. He can't make the master unblockable. It's pro-red. But he's probably going to swing for 4 here and let me kill one of the dudes. If he doesn't, then I'm not sure. Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that. But anyway. Let's just kill one of these guys. The question is now, I'm on 6 mana. 6 mana. I pick up a land. That's 7. I can Cartographer and Ingot this turn. He could cast 2 goblins. I'm gonna Ingot Cartographer. I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna warp next turn. Alright, Ingot Cartographer. I mean, when I say I'm going to warp next turn, I'm assuming that there is going to be a next turn that I can survive. So hopefully he doesn't get his... Well, I can block 3 of his dudes. So if he does manage to put the counters on it, then I can still block 3 of them and, trade with him. So anyways, he's just going to pass. We're going to play this. How much mana do I have? 7, 8, 9. I have 10. Can I spend 2 mana on something so it just increase my permanent count? No, so going to use the combat step, as was pointed out in the comments. Going to get through with my pro-red guy. I don't want to trade off permanents. Or do I? I'm still going to have quite the large advantage, and if he decides to trade off with some of them, yeah, well, let's just trade him off. If he's willing. And then he's going to be down to an extremely low number. So yeah, and he's probably going to have a lot of burn spells, etc. in his deck, or he might just hit a pile of land. He can't block the Masterways. I mean, he's mono red, so he can't block that. I was hoping he would double block with his tokens there, but he's just going to trade 1 for 1. 2 separate instances, and we're going to warp. He's going to get 5. We're going to get more than that. Did we get anything spicy? Not really, but we do have some card draw, and we get the warp world back. So let's see what Rob flips up. Gonna try not to miss my arrest this time, because he flips up a Banefire, a Radiant Fountain, a Wandering Goblins, and 3 lands. So he's down to 4 permanents. I am going to arrest his only creature. I'm going to get back a Warp World from the graveyard. And I have 3 Sculptors in play. 3 Sculptors. So I'm going to crack this right now. If I pick up any artifacts, I'll get to cast them on the cheap. So let's do that. Draw a couple of cards. It's a pair of land. Alright, so he's got an arrested dude. And we've got a whole bunch of permanents with a Warp World in our hand. We just got to get there. We didn't hit any ingots or meteorites or anything like that, so our mana is not the greatest right now. We've only got 2 red sources. But we can cast Captain of the Watch next turn and probably just beat him with that. I pressed Y. I'm not sure where the game is. Oh, it's on his first main phase. Okay. on his first main phase. We got 10 permanents, 11 permanents to his 4. So if he plays a threat, we can do this. We can clog up the board with this. If we've got land drops, you know, we can attack with everybody, you know, presuming he doesn't put down anything half scary. He's just decided to take off. I assume he has spells that he's available to cast, but it's a Rabble Master. I guess he was just annoyed at the whole Warp World thing. It's possible. Here's a Courier's Capsule. I mean, I think I'd rather draw the random cards and get closer to Warp, honestly. So let's play the Capsule. Let's play the Island. And let's crack it. And if we don't get anything good, we'll just arrest the Rabble Master. Warden of the Eye and an Island. Warden can get me back an Armillary Sphere next turn. And that will get our red mana. So we'll just arrest that over there. It's going to generate a token every turn, but we can block the shit out of that. So yeah, it looks like Warden into... there's a Rock Slide Elemental. Not too worried about that right now. Here comes a Goblin token that we will kill. And we'll Warden into Sphere. Okay. And we can cast actually our Armillary Sphere for free since we have 3 Sculptors. So yeah, picked up another island, so let's do that. Let's grab a Sphere. Let's play it for no mana. And let's crack it for Mountain in a Swamp, I guess. I'm going to Warp, it doesn't really matter what the other land is, but I'll grab a Swamp anyway just because. Something just happened upstairs, some major calamity. Yeah, gonna find out about that in about 15 minutes or so when I head on up. Anyway, we managed to get on him for 3 there since obviously the Rock Slide is not going to block. And next turn, it's Mountain into Warp. Mountain into Warp. And here comes a Bolt of Keranos. Take down our Warden of the Eye. The untapped one. Still on 12 life. Our opponent's going to shock a Sculptor, and that's going to make his due to 4/4. Here comes a token. So incoming token. We're going to eat the 4 off the Rock Slide and just kill the token like this. And I think we're going to be up to a fairly large permanent advantage after this Warp. So yeah, Mountain, and we can get by with everybody since he has 2 arrested creatures. Let's do that first. So we have 12 plus 2, we have 14 to his 7, so we're double him in permanence. And you know, our deck is almost completely permanence. So here, I took out the Obelisk of Alara, I put in an Ogre Battle Driver. So this will be interesting to see. We did flip a Warp World, which sucks. He got 1, 2, 3, he got 4 permanents. So Meteorite is going to pop off his Goblin Arsonist, which cannot hit our Master of Waves, so that's going to pop his Goblin Arsonist off. We get 2 tokens there, and you know, all sorts of Battle Driver triggers here to grant some mass haste to everybody. Also some Captain of the Watch. Yeah, so this is pretty bonkers. So Obelisk, you know, people have been suggesting Battle Driver, and I said to one person, and I still kind of believe it, that Ogre Battle Driver is not a card you ever really want to naturally draw. He's great to warp into, and all the cards that people are suggesting to me, like Laboratory Maniac, Craterhoof, and all that sort of stuff, these cards are great to warp into, but having them in your hand is not exactly where you want to be. So I think 1 Battle Driver is enough if you're going to play them. Obviously, looking at this board here, it's definitely a good thing. So here we can actually cast another Captain of the Watch, and I don't need to win, but I'm going to. Just to buff up all my other soldiers and of course get some more Battle Driver triggers. We did not, this time though, we didn't hit any way to get our Warp World back, though we didn't need to because we flipped a Battle Driver and a whole bunch of tokens off Master Waves and Captain of the Watch. So yeah, now we're just going to swing for 18,000. What? What the fuck happened there? Everybody had haste? I don't get it. Was I in my second main phase? Did I fuck that up? How did I fuck that up? How did I fuck that up? I don't know. Rewatch the video, find out. But anyway, let's just jam the Y button and kill him. I mean, everybody had +2/+0 in haste. I'm not sure. Either my turn timer ran out, or I was already in my second main phase, but you know, pressed Y by accident and didn't realize it. But yeah, so the Obelisk as a hard cast, 6 mana, not really feeling it. So took that out and put in the 1 battle driver. I do not think the deck wants 2 battle drivers. You know, it's great to warp into, but you don't want to draw it. Same thing with a lot of the other, like I said. Deck does not need a Lab Maniac at all. The only reason I decked myself in the last game was because I decided to just cast Warp Roll as many times as I was able to. And Craterhoof, I mean, that's triple green, guys. Come on. I'm not playing any green in this deck. You know, Inferno Titans, definitely valid. You know, probably got to slot that in somewhere, but I mean, it's a 6-drop. So I thought about either Titan or Battle Driver, but I think Battle Driver is more high impact when you warp into it than Titan is. I've already got the meteorites to wipe out opposing permanents. So, anyways, let's see if I can. No, actually, that's 15 minutes. Plus, I just played a quick 7-minute game or a lot. So that'll make for today's episode, and we'll see you for some more gameplay tomorrow.